with pretty much the same makeup on. That's what I'm doing. How is everybody? Is everybody good? Hi, you guys. Newcastle, Australia. How fun. It's already the Lionsgate portal there. I'm back wearing exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Yeah, it's about 100 here. Oh my God. Same here. It was over 100. Christopher, mwah, for you. Yeah, it was over 100 here. I'm in the valley, otherwise known as the gates of hell. So it was pretty hot. I crawled out of bed around 3 o'clock this afternoon after I got up early, after I did like 20 miles, 2 different hills, came home and then did some stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just meditate. Of course, 2 hours later, I'm like, what happened? So then I crawled out and went straight to Starbucks because it got me up. But I was standing there and I'm like, I'm so sleepy. I don't understand. So, from Pennsylvania. Yeah, the masses have arrived. I don't know what that means. Oh, you mean here or there? We don't know. Yeah, the gates of hell. I left the gates of hell a year ago. Peace out. Oh my God, it's so hot here. The fire trucks were heading for Big Tonga Canyon this afternoon, I think. I don't know, but that's where I saw them, right? Last night, my son. Oh no, wait, come back here. Oh, he's okay. Gigi, I'm so glad. You know what? The heat is bizarre, but Gigi, listen, all of y'all listen. We've got, with that Mars conjunct Uranus conjunct the North Node, now that I can remember it, that's all these crazy car accidents. So like be really, really careful with that stuff, like really super careful. Because that can be car accidents, that can be all kinds of things. So you actually want to be very careful. What's my Starbucks order? Here's my Starbucks order. Would you like to, oh, somebody sent me a Starbucks card too. I don't forget that. I forget where I put it. Thank you for the Starbucks card. Oh my God, so great. Okay, so I just order a triple non-fat cappuccino, extra hot and slightly wet. My friend's husband thinks that I'm ordering a porn when I do that. He's like, I'm not going through the drive-through with you for you to say that. Because look at, on the retainer stick. Anyway, no, I wasn't upset yesterday. I was just literally telling you what happened. That's all. 5 vehicles ran into one of them. Oh my God. See the car accidents. No, I'm not upset. I'm always going to speak the truth. Slightly wet. And so people go, what is slightly wet? I'm like, it's not, it's more wet than normal, but not as wet as a latte. But every time I call Arlene and I'm going up to her house and then Bill's like, what do you want me to get you at Starbucks? I'm like, triple cap, non-fat, extra hot, slightly wet. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, I know, Janet. Well, it is upsetting. It's upsetting, but I'm always going to speak because that's what people don't want you to do. Oh my God, 105 in Montreal. Geez. Yeah, so people don't want you to speak up on things. They never want you to speak. Oh, you're losing weight. Good for you. Oh my God. Wait, motorcycle accident. Yeah, that's anybody. Yeah, I have to keep speaking about it. A lot of people say don't. And I understand the thinking because who the fuck wants to listen to it? But honestly, if you're coming into the silence in the darkness, hidden, don't air your laundry publicly. There you go. Oh, S.Y. Mont. I don't know how to pronounce that. I totally get it. If you speak your truth, it cannot be hidden, like you're speaking it. So you want to speak bad about me, say the shit I did, free, have at it if you think I did something to you. Yes, exactly. I know it's going to upset you, Jen. I know you come from that too. And have you tried an iced cafe Americano with heavy cream? Okay, yeah, I would like to. I would like to. Muse coming to visit. I would like to. Yeah, I lost 40. My doctor is finally happy. Well, I hope you're happy, Teresa. You lost 42 pounds. Bitchin'. Yeah, Calgary, Canada is hot too. Texas is fucking hot. Everywhere is hot. So super hot right now. Super duper hot. So yeah, I know. It was like 100 and something. I'm sorry for you too, Jana, honestly. Yeah, Lila's so cute. She was a good hiker. She goes, Grandma, this is miserable. I go, what's miserable? She goes, climbing uphill. I'm like, but to get uphill, you have to climb uphill. She's like, it's miserable. I always wear glasses on my head. I always have. I always have. That's what I do. Yes, trail. I'm sure, Sarah, trail. My cousins took Keithy up to Red Mountain there and let him go because we used to come spend every winter there, every like March and in the summer, Red Mountain. So they let some of Keithy off go over there. Yes, I have air conditioning. It's right here. Unfortunately, it's right here, and it's one of those units that's supposed to circulate, but it's like on me, so I get cold, hot, cold, hot. Foggy in the Bay. Yeah, I love my glasses. I put them on my head because my face is little. So here's the secret. If I draw the attention up here, you don't tell me how skinny my face is. Yeah, because a lot of people like to say that. Oh, no need for air conditioning. You're so lucky. I know. Look, she's bathing herself again, bathing. Yeah, Lila loves her hair products and stuff. Yeah, I can't push the vents up. They come down. they come down like this. It's a thing. What is that thing called? CLMD. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's something. Anyway, yeah, oh no, your fur baby. Oh my God. Yeah, I just have always worn sunglasses on my head because people always make a point of telling me how thin I am, not looking at my ass, looking at my face. And it's like, you know what? Stop saying that because it means it's not good. Like, oh, your face is so skinny. Well, you're fucked up. How about that? Like I don't look in the mirror. Anyway, see, that's a nice thing to say. There you go, Shauna. That's very nice. Thank you. It's pretty funny. Yes, birthday's coming up. But hi there. My birthday is Keith's celebration of life day. So I don't really celebrate my birthday anymore. I celebrate it on fake days with my friends who threw me a Pisces birthday, which was bizarre. Well, that's how they tricked me, right? So yeah. Yeah, God makes us all perfect. It's just society. You know how we are. I'm very, very, I hear and I never could get it out of my head. It's like they're critiquing me and it's a negative. Oh, your face is so thin. It's so interesting when people say that because they assume when they're heavier that that's bad, but actually thinner can be bad. I mean, it depends what you want to look like. My boys always wanted gains and beefy, tall and beefy. They didn't want to be lean and lanky. My boys were gains. Yeah, thank you for that. I am sorry it resonates with you. Yeah, backhanded compliments. Yeah, it's Kitty Bath time again. She does this, and it's Nipsey Hussle. Exactly, August 15th. Yeah, it's so humid. But see, why don't you want to be fat? I don't mean obese where you're out of control, but the definition of fat is outrageous. I mean, look what they did. In the 70s, Twiggy was the person everyone aspired to be, right? Twiggy and, no breasts and bell-bottom pants. And if you look, you've got the Kardashians now, right? Thank you for that. I have no idea why they said it, but it was so, just don't critique people's appearance unless you're going to report something nice to them, whatever it is. Like, I like your eye color, I like your hair color, whatever. Okay, there you go. Good evening. You did the Alfred Hitchcock. It's interesting because now young kids have the Kardashians to look after and nobody appreciates their natural beauty, right? I'm sorry your wife was a narcissist. Oh my God, I can't. No one you do need to start walking just 20 minutes. The Kardashians are ridiculous. I have heard, allegedly, I mean, it was written about, I don't actually know if it's true, but what's the one that's, Khloe, the tall one. Khloe, she's so super, super twiggy thin right now, right? Everything. Yeah. You know what? It accumulates. I have thin arms, but in the light, you can see like all the crepey skin coming in. So that's just age. We either have to accept it or not. And when people mock your age, it's like they're going to get that. Hey, I have 36 Ds and I want to get a reduction too. I don't have 36 Ds. I have 32 triple Ds only because my back is small. This around here is your back size. Anyway, and I have a very small upper body, so I'm disproportionate that way. But what do you think of microdosing mushrooms? Oh my God, Jen Razzle. I wish I had some mushrooms to microdose right now. Having said that, I'm not sure. Here's what I can say. They make alcohol legal, right? They make alcohol legal, but they block hallucinogenics. And I, ugh, anything that opens your energy, she's not OJ's daughter, but you know who I mean, the tall one, Chloe. Oh, let me finish that. Then Jen Razzle, I'll answer your question. Anyway, uh, Chloe, they say, has had half a stomach stapling surgery or stomach small. Hi, Deborah. Mwah. Half a stomach, when they make your stomach smaller so you don't eat. Kelowna checking in. Canada. Anyway, half of the, you hate big breasts? Oh my God, don't hate me. My doctor's like, we need to switch out your implants. Yes, John, I had plastic surgery. Anyway, my doctor's like, we need to switch them out. It's been like 23 years or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know if I can like give up them because I don't feel like my part of my body, it's so weird. Original 38D. Okay, well, I get that could be a bit much. It is for running, but part of me is like, that's how I identify myself as attractive, is through my breasts, which is weird. I'm like being dead serious. If I don't have my breasts, I'm not going to feel attractive. So that's me. So he's like, we can make them smaller and we can put them here. And I'm like, he's looking at me. He's like, but you're running. I'm like, he's like, well, that's up to you. I'm like, do not make them smaller. Do not make them smaller. They say Chloe had her stomach. I feel I am my breasts. I honestly do. If I didn't have my breasts, I wouldn't like myself in a single picture of myself. It's only because I have my breasts that balance out my legs that I feel okay, because I hated so much how my body was smaller on top and bigger on the bottom. But apparently the Kardashians like that. I never liked that. Yeah, you're saying get a breast reduction. No, I can't. I will feel really ugly. There you go. In the 32 is just your back, right? I'll feel really ugly without my breasts. I don't know. I don't identify as an attractive woman without them, for me. Like if I didn't have them, I don't know. Yes. Well, I noticed when you fly back in on California, you fly in and people's weight goes down drastically. No, it's 2 weeks, my doctor told me. He said 2 weeks. Even if he does a lift. So I had a lift 23 years ago because I gained 100 pounds pregnant and my nipples hit the floor like they were and John was like, oh, thank God. After he really didn't say anything, thank God. But I gained 100 pounds. So it was terrible. And a lift is good. I mean, there is a scar, but I can tell you, all I do is recut the scar and it grows together and you won't see a scar. I don't have a scar now. 5 years later. Oh, the scar. Yeah, I don't have scars. I'd show you, but that would be a problem. I kind of do need a lift. Like I'm wearing pajamas, but they go down. Gravity, everything goes down. Whatever. Yeah, I totally, yeah, no, I could. I don't know how to identify as female without big boobs. I'm just saying. Lumpectomy, yeah, exactly. I gained 60 pounds and I have 2 months to go. Wait, I have gained, okay, 60 pounds. Let's lose that. Chop, chop. We can do 20 pounds in 2 months. August 19th. Okay, wait, I'm going to answer the mushrooms question. But first, yeah, Khloe Kardashian apparently, allegedly had the stomach stapling surgery, which is fine, okay? Like, I mean, if she wants to do that because people mock her and this poor woman goes and does that and she doesn't need to do that. However, who's pregnant? Oh, you're pregnant. Oh, 2 more months to go. Oh, okay. I thought you meant for the surgery. I'm like, okay, you can lose 20. 60 pounds is great. That's not much. Most people, I mean, Pamela Anderson was up at 75 pounds. I gained 100. 60 is great. You won't be hungry the last month. That's great. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were pregnant. Yay. 2 more months to go and the baby comes out. So we'll be having a Libra. We'll be having a Libra, I think. But I can't keep it on. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. Some people do want to gain weight and are naturally thin. My boys were like that. The whole family is like tall and thin and lanky and like just really beautifully put together, but they want to beef it and bulk it up because our society tells us that. You see, even men, manorexia, right? Where they're overeating to gain weight. My kids did that. Odin, how cute, little baby boy. I love them. Okay, so anyway, Khloe Kardashian did that. My only problem with that is I have several friends that had the stomach surgery who were really obese, upwards of 300 pounds, several of my friends, actually. And one of my neighbors and one of Keith's friends' mothers. The problem when you have the surgery is good for you. The problem is when you have the surgery, it's the nutrients that don't get absorbed by the body. So you really have to watch what you do. So she's a young woman. If she's 40, I'm not sure how old she is, but whatever she is, she's a young woman. And so she's in the midst of, like, she's got to live. So there's a lot of things that can happen. And if you're not, yes, exactly. If you're not, like obese, I don't know why you would do it. I understand visually why you would do it. I wish I'd have known you could do it. I'd probably have done that, to tell you the truth, when I was younger, so I didn't have to worry about it. I want to buy M&M and cheeseburger. Okay, question of the mushrooms. Jenny Razzle, I think, or Jenny Razzle, whatever your name was, and thank you so much for that. Okay, here's the when you take any mind-altering substance, it's going to open up your body's auric field. Now, microdosing is a petite amount. I don't think it's going to harm you to try anything once or for a week, but before I did it, I would actually pray to God to protect me. That's what I would do. And understand, mushrooms in and of themselves are entities in and of themselves. They live. They are a living, breathing organism, not organization. They might be an organization too, but they are a living, oh no, that's an addiction to food. It's a living entity that comes alive in your body. You might want to call it alien. Doesn't mean it's evil. It's just when you take that. Now, again, I'm a proponent of LSD. I don't suggest taking it, and that's synthetic. So I think shrooms probably are going to help you. Yes, they are in Colorado. I think they're probably going to help you to see things differently. It depends what you're doing and what your intention is. I'm pretty sure that a little microdosing, if it's legal, was, whatever. Oh, good, Rita, good. Oh, in 15 minutes. Wait, I'm going to tell her Rita's on. Let me tell her, Rita, because I don't think I did that. Let me just tell her. Another client. Rita. How long are you for, Rita? I don't know. I didn't look at the books. I just texted her. Anyway, berries and mushrooms. I can't handle mushrooms. I don't do ayahuasca, and here is why. I know everybody else does it. I micro when I feel it's right. Yeah, when you feel it's right. I would agree. Yeah, I don't know that I would like do it every day like methadone. I mean, that just means you're an addict on something else, right? Yeah, so I would say mushrooms, I had that experience when I was a teenager. My friend, Randy, he was making mushrooms in chocolate. He was using his mother's diet chocolate. They're in, the mold that the diet chocolate comes in. He put his chocolate mushroom candy in the diet chocolate box. Me, being a pig, eating, like, I see the word diet, I'm like, let me have 75 of those. I started eating them, and he comes down, he's like, no. Give me that back. Give me that back. I'm like, I just swallowed it. Why? Is your mom going to get mad? He's like, those are mushrooms. I'm like, oh, fuck. And so, yeah, no. It just, and then I had to go to the hospital. Anyway, okay, I think I just saw, I can't see when I'm reading. I need glasses. But anyway, that was my experience with mushrooms. So that wigs me out. That's just me. Joe Rogan loves DMT. So did Keith do DMT, but he saw hell when he did DMT. Pretty much a weekend. Every time I took LSD, I couldn't speak. I mean, I telepathically was talking, but nobody around me was picking up on it. I do go to telepathy. I will telepathically talk even sober. LSD, I didn't mind. I didn't have bad trips. I could really function on it, which is a very scary thing. It wasn't a problem. But DMT, here's the thing with DMT. I told you I went to this movie theater opening in Beverly Hills for Oculus, and I was doing the press circuit. Anyway, yes, it does open you up. I already did the LSD though when I was younger, but I don't do it now. I stopped at 20. I arrived in Los Angeles on LSD. Did you get in trouble? I have no idea. I'm sure I am in trouble for it. No one's talking to me. Remember that. Remember that nobody in my family's talking to me. Remember that. When they don't talk to you and they've been friendly to you, they've done something to you. Whatever it is. Someone's told them not to talk to you. They're keeping a secret from you. And it's really egregious to pit children against parents in a divorce. I don't care how old the children are. I don't care what the parents think. I don't care if the father thinks he's entitled. It's egregious. It's egregious. It's egregious. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys. Let's see. When I was 18, on an acid trip, I saw a cobweb and realized that it really is. Yes, a grid, a grid. Yes, it's the grid. We're in the fucking grid. Oh my God. Yeah. On LSD, I mean, the police would arrest me. I went to the loony bin, not the loony bin, the padded room in the police station because I couldn't speak. But if I take children's Tylenol, I also can't speak. Okay. So I go right out of my body. If I meditate, I'm out of my body. So I'm out. Sometimes I don't know where I am and I'm out. I can take no, are you listening? Am I listening to what? So yes, I knew something was up. They weren't talking to me. That's a sign. That's a sign that you've done something shitty to somebody when you can't call them and have decent conversation with them. So, and when you lie, but that will all go back on, just be careful what you do because as somebody said last night, karma is balancing. So if you're throwing it out of balance because you don't like that somebody is doing well, or they have a smile on their face, or they're happy, or they've apologized to you, or whatever, okay, like that, whatever it is, then that will be balanced. You reap as you shall sow. And if you haven't gone through your Saturn return, you reap as you shall sow. Remember that. That's what happens. So it's a huge whatever. Yeah, I had DMT, peanut butter. Yeah, DMT. Here's the thing with DMT. So the kid in the movie theater, his grandpa ran the movie theater, the old silent movie theater. Anyway, he was there and the kid was like 31. This is 2015, 2014. So we are talking, him and I were talking in the movie theater and he was telling me about his DMT, right? So I did a video on the Lionsgate portal. I don't really give it much consideration, actually. Yeah, your daughter, Keith was born during my Saturn return and his brother died smack dab on my Saturn return. So, and guess what? Keith died. Not on my Saturn return, but anyway. But all of the energy of this kid in the movie theater, he talked about how he was doing the DMT and he said he could see his silver cord or his cord attached to his body and it was fraying. And I'm like, this is me listening to him. I'm like, if it's fraying and it frays, you're detached, you die. So no bueno. Anyway, he was doing that. Why am I refusing to hang them up? No, I like them on the floor. I have a lot of Cancer planets. That's the floor decoration. The ones up there, but I have stuff on my floor all the time. I like it. Suicide dream. Oh my God. Oh my God. Of course he found peace. The unaliving of the self, that is in and of itself metaphysically, and that's what these stupid people don't understand, but whatever. In religions and groups, when they talk about it, see if they can shame you and say, if you have a relative that does that, unalives themselves, whatever that is, if they can shame you with that, then they can manipulate you into doing all kinds of things, because if you do all kinds of things, right, you're trying to protect the soul of your loved one. The only people that unalive themselves are either it's a cover-up for murder, or metaphysically speaking, there's demonic entities putting thoughts in their head. They don't teach that. The church doesn't teach that. The Catholic Church straight out takes money for exorcisms and does not tell you that there's yeah, no, I like it. Thank you though. Yeah, no, I do. I like them on the floor. No joke. I feel happy when I like to decorate walls. I have pictures all over the floors. See? And the cat stuff. But I have pictures. I keep pictures and there. I keep them there. I've always decorated floors. I always put shit on the floors. It's a cancer thing actually. But yeah, the ayahuasca bothers me because it's so mainstream now. So mainstream, like licking toads. Don't lick the toads. It's so mainstream that yeah, breathing pranic breath can actually bring you out of your body too. But the ayahuasca to me is a demon portal straight up, okay? Yeah, I lean pictures on the floor too. You got to have something in cancer to do that, I feel. But August 19th, yay, 62. Whoop whoop. Yeah, no toad licking and that kind of stuff. I mean, you could try it once or whatever, but my friends who've done peyote and done all of that kind of thing, you know, they literally like that better than ayahuasca. So yeah, let's see. No 5-DMT, lick the toad. It's pure love. Yeah, I just can't lick the toad. I just can't. But the problem is churches and all religions do not discuss the takeover of the physical human body. When you're talking about people who unalive themselves, you're literally talking about people who water sign might be in a cancer decadent. You're talking about people who what the hell was I talking about? Oh, Catholic Church. When you're talking about that and they do the exorcisms, we're not taught that entities can get into your body. That is why alcohol is legal. It's the easiest way to have human beings controlled day in and day out and attachments to them, period. In order to release an attachment from your body, you actually have to go after that literally to release the attachment. They're not just going to release if you don't know they're there and you think you're going to church and you think you're praying is helping. They're not just going to release like that. You actually have to actively work to remove it from your body. And you have to work at it every single day. People do not tell you that. They do not. There you go. There you go. Sober 8 months. So good. People think, oh, you're not cool if you don't do drink. There's a reason and an agenda for that. Anytime the government puts anything out in public, vaping, whatever they do, anytime, thank you. Yeah, this is my little studio. Anytime they do that, you must not trust what the government does. They do not want you to be successful and know your strength through God. They do not want that. So if they present alcohol in every single place, the first thing a waiter says at a restaurant is, what can I get you to drink? Well, I'll have water. They don't like that though. You see, like you should be able to just pay for your dinner, but it's pushed in every direction. The reasons, and you slam John every chance you get. Yes, I do slam John every chance I get. That's exactly right. Sorry, that's me. Are you a friend of John's? I fucking slam him every chance I get. You're goddamn right about that. I also tape every conversation and everything. Abso-the-fuck-lutely. And I will be completely honest with it. And you can, hey, he's entitled to respond. You can't really, it's not really slamming if it's truth. That's a way of discrediting. I know, right? Yeah, truth is truth. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I mean, I know. I just don't understand why people say that. I will slam John because the shit that he did is the shit that he did. My son died. He took the money out of Keith's room and he never told me. That's a fucking fact. Sorry. It's a fucking fact. It's a fucking fact. If you don't like me saying it, how about this, John's relative under a fake name? If you don't like me saying it, how about you don't fucking do it, then I won't do it. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a troll alert. I'm just saying. I mean, what's it to you what I do? Yeah, I mean, what's it? I mean, did Tina Turner slam Ike Turner? Not that that's my situation, but did Tina Turner slam him, or did she just talk about the abuse she went through? And if a woman or a man can't speak about the abuse they went through, then what are you saying? Like, you can always leave my channel, is what you're saying. So, yeah, I will definitely not shut up. That's another thing. When you don't speak. A lot of people, a lot of bullshit. I keep moving this chair. Sorry. Oh, I hate socks too at this point. My daughter's best friend. Oh my God. Oh my God, honey, what happened here? Last week, she doesn't know it's going to break her. Oh my God, tell her. Am I bad because I can't bring it? No, tell her. Tell her, honey, tell her. Just tell her. She's going to have to deal with it one time or another. No, I'm always going to speak my truth because well, what do you care then if I slam John? I'm speaking truth. Like, why are you even bringing that up? Like, what's it to you? You don't think I should do it? You think I should just fucking put up with my dead child's room being robbed and not mention it to anybody? I shouldn't fucking say that? I mean, did you look at your dead son on the ground and while you were with your dead son's body, the family members were stealing the money and the shit out of his room? I don't know. Did that happen to you? I'm going to say it. I'm going to fucking say it. Sorry, it's true. Did you marry an alcoholic that was a drug addict and alcoholic for years? I mean, I can't say it. Here's the thing. If you don't fucking want me to say something, then as a person in my life, don't do it. If you don't do it, I won't speak about it. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. Ike Turner was, that's what I'm saying. So was Tina slamming Ike Turner because she was talking about her real fucking life experience? Okay. Yes, exactly. Yes, Peter. Yes, definitely. Definitely. It was completely inappropriate. And if I can't speak it for fear of how they do, am I not under bondage to them? Whoever? Like, if you're going to do me wrong, I'm going to mention it. Okay. I will also take responsibility 100% for what I do. Period. As we all know, I apologize to Keith and to Jason. If they refuse to deal with me, then they refuse to deal with me. No, I didn't eat anything for 33 years. You're a little bitch. You need to go, you little bitch. You need to go, bitch. Bye, bitch. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. I've stayed with my children. Ask yourself, ladies, don't let men talk to you that way. It's abusive as well. But here's the thing. If you stay in a marriage for your children and you don't have the money to leave and you're afraid to leave because you're afraid that your children won't speak to you, and then you finally get the courage to leave and then your son dies, trust me, you're not going to keep your mouth shut about it. You're going to continue to speak because your life has been uprooted so differently. I'm not refusing to hang up paintings. Why are you telling me I can't do what I like? I like my pictures on the floor. I like my pictures on the floor. They're in frames and I don't care. I mean, whatever. I like them on the floor. Yeah. So, I mean, anytime someone speaks up, hey, I take 50% responsibility, but I do not take responsibility for the shit that was done to me after my son died, nor do I take responsibility for certain abusive things through alcoholism and drug addiction and the drugs sold out of our house. I don't take responsibility for that. I don't take responsibility for that. And I'm going to speak it. Because I can. I'm going to write about it because I can, because it happened to me. Anyway, getting back to when you're talking, what were we talking about? Oh my God. Now I just went, on a tangent. Yeah, they just want to come after you. It's demons. They want to come after you. Okay, so anyway, when we're talking about things like DMT, LSD, whatever, probably better if you take something natural rather than a chemical government thing, because government always puts stuff in their, whatever, however you want to word that, they put stuff in the mix of the pills they give you. So that can be a definite problem, right? That can be a definite problem. So anything organic like mushrooms, I had a client that went out into the Florida swamps and ate mushrooms, and I was like, oh, she was crazy for quite some time. I'll tell the truth about everything I want to. It was domestic violence, and I responded to it. I fought back for 33 years till I couldn't fight back anymore. And he was a coward. He never finishes an argument. And these are things. Sorry, but it's true. You've heard of what narcissists do. Now, let's talk about alcoholism, okay? It's probably John on here saying, yeah, of course it is. Or his daughter, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Cannabis, if I would say, you know what? Preservatives in food cause a lot of problems, and they are trying to take down the American children by introducing fentanyl and doing all kinds of things with the weed, with preservatives. So I would grow my own weed and smoke that if I did smoke it, rather than buying shit from other people, unless you could prove it was organic, because, yeah. Ask yourself why. I always have pictures on the floor. I always have. I have mirrors on the floor, pictures on the floor, china on the floor. I like my floors covered with things, and then I have other things on shelves. It's just who I am. Yeah, he attended Vancouver College. That's where Prince Andrew went too, by the way. Fentanyl is the biggest problem. So they're trying to kill the youth. So if you're, no, he's always been like this. I mean, he's always been a bitch. Remember, people who are demonically possessed, entity attachments, will tell you, they describe it as narcissism. I don't know what a true sociopath is, Jeffrey Dahmer, those kinds of people. But I can't tolerate. I ignored it. I'm telling you, the last 5 years of my marriage, I ate dinner in my car. I got so bad I was gonna shower at the gym. Yeah, well, Jason doesn't give a shit about me, which is fine. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for Jason. I'm not speaking about them. I don't care. I don't care what they do. I have a rug down there, Matthew. There's the rug. You see it? Nobody goes back there but Tallulah. Nobody sits there. Nobody walks there. Nobody does anything. It's just Tallulah. There's the rug, you see? But it doesn't matter. I like stuff on my floor. That's what I like. Yeah, it's what I like. I'm going crazy. Yeah, I have to tell the truth. Once Keith died, I left and I got tortured. I got fucking tortured, okay? I got tortured. Yeah, exactly. He is his father's son. I don't care. I miss Keith, and I don't care what anybody else does. You don't want to talk to me? I don't need to talk to you. I don't care who you are. Of course they all have attachments. They're all on drugs and alcohol. Yeah, of course. I don't know what they're on, but yes, if you're going to do drugs and alcohol, you're going to get attachments. That's a problem. I don't think John's been sober, maybe but for a month in his life that I've known him, okay? I don't think he's been sober. I don't think he can go through a day without ingesting a mind-altering substance, which means you have unhealed trauma. Now, not everybody, like they talk about on TikTok or whatever, is a narcissist. That's not what everybody is. But people with entity attachments who drink a lot of alcohol continue to allow the attachment in. Now, just look at this woman, this Texas nurse woman, and look at Anne Hesch's, I can't say her name, Hesch, her video. They have a video online. Oh, I will. Thank you so much, Teresa. I will. I haven't been on Facebook today. Matthew, go troll your mother. Yeah, why you want to fucking troll me for? No, Jason does not ride a motorcycle. No. No. Oh, yes. That's what my mother said. John defended her. He's like, well, your mother didn't like you, so she didn't like Jason. I'm like, and how is that okay to tell a 13-year-old child? Why is it okay to say that to his face? And I told her to shut the fuck up, but his father said nothing. I'm like, we can fucking hear you. And what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? And so these, no. And a lot of times, by the way, people can be in reactive abuse situations. People can poke you so far that you go psychotic. It took me a long time to learn. I still want to respond. I'll do it through the fucking court system, though. So I wrote my lawyer, and I will get that paper signed. And then he can give his stupid whatever for whatever, when whatever. Anyway, I'm quitting alcohol in a few days, going to outpatient. Good for you. You can do it. Once you raise your vibration. But here's the thing. The reason people drink every day, the entities. Now look at Anne Hesch's video online. She's going through the street. Like, it's like a weird, it looks like a Mini Cooper car, the longer one. I don't know what it is, but it's like a blue color in the video I saw. But look at her driving. That's an entity. Remember, they can't stay in a human body long, but they can attach. And if they jump in, they don't see like we do. They don't eat. So you will see people's personalities change in the midst of talking to them. All junkies are junkies, not because of the substance. It's a spiritual abnormality. Alcoholism, fentanyl abuse, heroin, shooting up needles, steroids. It is a spiritual abnormality based on the trauma you experienced somewhere in your life. Somebody could probably see a bunch of people die or whatever, like say in one of the tragedies around the world, and then obviously have trauma from it, obviously. But it is a trauma-based thing, and they do not teach about entities being attached. Good for you, 13 days sober. They do not teach about entities attaching. Entities can attach if you don't do anything. If you're in depression, if you're in anger, if you're in sadness, if you're in any kind of lower vibration thinking, which is why I choose to go near trees every day. And meth is a devil. Meth is an open door, and it's just like, hello, here we are. Meth is a demon portal. Like they're just going to come in and go all over you. And the reason addicts have such a hard time letting go of their addictions, in my opinion, is because they have these attachments attached to them, making them do it. And I'm not joking. I'm not taking the responsibility away from like Anne Hesh if she was drunk, or the nurse woman that killed 6 people from Texas, some here, Windsor, LA, wherever the hell that is. I'm not taking their responsibility away. But when you continue to drink like that, you are inviting negative entities in, and they laugh at you and they say, I don't believe that. Well, what do you believe in? What do you believe in? So let me get this right. I prefer people to say they don't even believe in God, because at least they're not fake and going to a church like a fake person. But if you're going to a church and you're buying into that shit, and especially if you're Catholic and you know they do exorcisms, what's the point of their exorcisms? How do you explain that to me, right? Yeah, I don't I don't give a shit what anyone says. I pay my own bills. I've paid my own bills my entire life. I change my car tires now. I do my own shit. There isn't a man in my life that helps me. So I probably don't need advice from men, but that's okay. Yes, John said, I don't know what John does. I don't know what he does. I tuned him out many, many years ago. I literally stopped listening to him. I mean, he would say shit and I would fight, but I literally could not focus mentally and keep myself from unaliving myself in that house if I had to focus on what he was doing. I could never catch him. I just know the behavior. I don't care, but I know the behavior. So why not curtain the walls? I'm sorry, whatever. Anyhow, yeah, that's weird. You sound very high. I'll do whatever I want because I can. You know, I'll do whatever I want because I can. And I don't do what people do anyway. That's why I can run 14 miles uphill into altitude at 56. Because I'm fucking different than other people who can't do that at 26, okay? So please. I do things differently the way I want, just like you do in your house. Some people don't even have whatever in their house. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. I have friends who just have a bed on the floor in their house. I have friends that, you know, have weird shit in their house, live in their vans, whatever. I mean, what? Meh. Who cares? Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah. It's very interesting, but people who go to church, especially Catholics, what the hell do you think the budget is for exorcisms? What is the budget for exorcisms? What is that budget? So the budget for that is there because they actually believe things can come into your physical body, and that people need to have an exorcism or need to remove the demonic energy from them. That's an actual thing according to their church, but they don't believe that part of it. They only believe the other part of it, okay? Yeah, that's probably the problem with that, but I'm just saying, like, you actually attend church. You attend church and you listen to them, and they do exorcisms, admittedly by themselves, by the Vatican, who allocates an income for exorcisms, but people poo-poo it like it doesn't happen. They poo-poo it. Hi, Vancouver. You know, they poo-poo it. They're like, no, I don't believe that. So you don't believe in God either? So where do you go when you die? Do you rot in the ground? Is that where you go? Or like, are you just like cow shit? What are you? So they refuse to believe that there's spiritual be casting out of demons. I mean, it happens in a lot of places. So they refuse to believe that anything but what they are right here in the physical is what they are. Like they literally believe in their little like penny pinching, miserly, alcohol drinking, fucked up behavior, or crack smoking, or fentanyl ingesting, or needle shooting, or whatever. And they think that it's them. They don't even know when something takes them over. So we have a lot of things. I'm good, thank you. We have a lot of things that are in our society Matthew seems very bipolar. It's like weird, right? It's like kind of weird. I don't know what to say. I don't know why you got to attack people. I don't know why you got to attack people. Like, what the hell? He attended it throughout his entire till college, the entire time. But nothing happened to him. Nothing ever happens to Johnny. He has the perfect childhood. That's why you're an alcoholic and you're 76. You did not have a perfect childhood. There is some trauma there, and it's not just because you like the alcohol. The disrespect for the self, to abuse the self with drugs or alcohol, is where the trauma begins. Once you begin the trauma, you lower your vibration energetically and you stay stuck in the swamp of the trauma. Yes, I know. I'm looking over here. I can't read all this stuff. But anyway, don't give Matthew any time. He's obviously strange tonight for whatever reason. I find because we're in the middle, as I'm drooling, I find because we're in the middle of a spiritual war right now, if you happen to be sober and you happen to try to treat people correctly and you happen to try to have a fucking smile on your face, they want to take that down and squash you like a bug. It has all to do with the light that you have versus the shit that they have, okay? It has all to do, YouTube won't download on this phone. It's so weird. I don't know what's happened. It's on that phone, but not on this phone. So weird. Anyway, they continue to try to take the light. And you can call me a piece of shit because I walked out after 33 years. But I'm going to ask you to consider why a woman who loved her children and wanted their attention and continued to go back to buy them things just so they would like her would walk out of a marriage like that. What was uncomfortable for her at a certain point? So don't fucking think that when somebody walks away, it's for another man, they're a whore, this. None of that happened. Somebody walks away because they have a reason. So don't ever assume you know the reasons, and there aren't always two sides to every story. There's the side of personal responsibility, and then there's the button pusher who's 20 years older than you, who targets you and pushes your buttons by his own admission. He likes to watch you react because he has no personality of his own to react to his own shit. Wherever you are, Ike Turner, okay? I'm talking about Ike Turner, so we don't, whatever. But that's the shit that happens. There are people who deliberately cause chaos. Yeah, it's planned. It's exactly. They cause it. They target you. They target you because you are, 20. You're a sex worker. You ran away from home at 14. What do you know? By my own admission, I thought I was adult. I was dumb. There were many red flags I ignored. Many red flags. Now, once my divorce on paper is final, besides the throwing up on me in the first month, I will tell you other red flags. But there were many red flags, and my behavior was disgusting. But what I can tell you is I looked after his son, looked after his mother, cleaned and cooked for him, put up with being called a two-bit whore. Anyway, many women have gone through this. So when you are looking at people and you're judging them for leaving their marriage, people are going to speak truth. It doesn't necessarily mean you're bashing them. It's truth. If somebody beats you with a stick, which did not happen to me, but if somebody beats you with a stick and you mention it, I don't see how that is slamming the person that beat you with the stick. Maybe they shouldn't have beat you with a stick. That's my point. That's all my point is. You don't have to listen to me. I don't care. Don't listen to me. I got plenty of fucking people who will listen to me. I don't really give a shit. But here's the problem. I'll have to do it when I'm done. I'm trying to look him up on here. I can't even see it. But here's the problem. When somebody speaks their truth, it's like, why is she airing her dirty laundry? Because I'm not a victim and I'm going to speak what I speak. So you're going to know that I'm going to say it Yes. Oh, intimidation. Oh, always. I'm not going to keep quiet. So I will not keep quiet for any reason. If you have a different story about what I did and a different reason for what I did, okay, bring it up. Yeah, exactly. No, my vibration's fine right now. What I'm saying to you is, I'm saying this to every single woman out there and man in an abusive situation, whether it's verbally, mentally, physically, financially, whatever it is. If you don't speak your truth and you keep quiet because it's humiliating for you to admit, which it's very humiliating to admit that I was in a loveless marriage for 33 years, did not get my needs met. This man did not come to bed with me at the same time in any way whatsoever, and was in love with the alcohol and whatever else he was doing in a bar. If I can't say that on any of my platforms, then you're telling me that I need to eat that, and he gets to say everything he wants to say. He gets to do that, okay? He gets to do it, but I don't get to say it. No, that's not, I rebuke all demons in the name of Jesus, amen. Jesus Christ, amen. So when you're talking about it, I get to speak it. If I lived it, I get to fucking speak it. If I had to pick your son up out of rehab after he OD'd, I get to say it. You will not shut me up. I was pregnant with Keith. That shouldn't have been put on me. Where was his fucking mother and father and his sister? Where were these fucking people? No, it was me. So no. And it was pushed on me by his father. You go do it. He'll listen to you. He didn't want to fucking listen to me. He wanted his parents' attention. So for every woman out there, start telling people. You don't have to like go to Starbucks and say, you know, blah, whatever. But start telling people on your Instagram. Start putting up stuff. Start speaking it. Speak. Because they win in silence. They talk about narcissists and everything, and I don't know that every single psycho fucked up person on alcohol or drugs is a narcissist. I do know that drug addicts have narcissistic tendencies because it's all about them. I do know that each of us can have narcissistic tendencies because we are human beings and we can be selfish. We want what we want when we want it. I want a coffee, I go through the drive-thru. If it's 4 hours long, I'm pissed off. I want it now. These things, we are human. We're going to have selfish things. I'm going to want to take time off. I'm going to want to do whatever, okay? However, when you're talking about abuse, it's 35 years now because this motherfucker won't sign the divorce papers. He wants to do it all at once. I told my lawyer, no, I want the divorce on paper. 3 years separated is enough. It's enough. It's enough. I'm not doing it. I'm separating first. So that's what's going to happen. I don't know why I have to be a hostage. Why am I in a hostage taking again? Because he won't sign the papers. I only asked him to sign the papers. I didn't ask for an agreement on the house. I said, sign the fucking papers. He's like, no, and hung up the phone. Okay. Okay, man, bitch. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it has to come to light. And if people do not like me talking, that's their problem. That's their problem. I am not going to shut up. I know what happened. Do you think he will live forever? No, he's not going. I don't care. I want the paper signed now. I don't care. I want him while he's alive to know that I pushed the divorce through so that on paper he has no control over me. That is what I wanted, okay? That is what I, fuck. Where is this little bitch? Okay. All right. There we go. Done. Oh my God. I'm like, where is this bitch? But here's the thing. The thing is, for anybody in any situation, the more that women stay in their home, it's also men, stay in their home and put up with, and people cannot help their age, by the way. So people cannot put up, they can't help their age. Like, I have sagging skin. I'm 56. I'm not going to look cute. I'm not going to try to keep looking cute. I'm going to look like myself, but I'm going to age. So when people go, oh, she looks old, duh, I'm on the planet. I'm on the fucking planet. Of course I look old. Like it's gravity. I'm not in spirit shiny form, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing, but I'm taking it into court. I don't care. I'm taking it into court. I literally, at this point, I was so afraid to leave for years. I tried everything. I redid the house so I didn't have to get a divorce. I'm not joking you. I literally did wood floors with Johnny, my friend that just had surgery yesterday. My helper, construction worker, friend of Libra Lori's. Anyway, he fell off the roof and he really has been waiting in a hospital. Yes, I know about Jesuit occultism. Oh, John knows all that. Yeah, he ain't fooling me. He's not fooling me. He called John. He won't answer. That's funny. He would freak out. He'd get so mad. Oh my God, he'd get so mad. I'd have to listen to that. But anyway, the hell was I going to say? Women, men, if you're in a situation where somebody is an addict, that is not a marriage. Understand that. From a very core level, the person could be the nicest person on the planet of Earth, but if they cannot stay sober, they cannot connect with you emotionally, period. End of conversation. So they are not in a marriage. You are babysitting an addict who is not giving you anything emotionally that you need because they are addicted. Okay, understand that. That's a fact. Thank you for that, Kathy. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Very generous. Thank you. So you are not in a marriage. People who go, I was married to an alcoholic, you were alone because their love, their fuck buddy, was their alcohol in the bars. These people sit up in this bar and they sit on their asses and they drink all day. And that young girl I saw up there, she's probably 40, but she's young to me. She's fucking with these old men and she's sitting up there and it's like, you don't even understand what you're doing to yourself. You don't even know. 20 years of your life's going to go by. You're not going to know why you got punched in the face by a guy, why you lost your job, why your fucking kids died, whatever. You're not going to know none of that shit. And yes, the judge can sign it. I told my lawyer to go into court. She's waiting for his order. I don't fucking care I don't care what he offers. I want that paper signed. Then I'll consider offers. I'm not going to agree with his offer because I don't agree to let him continue doing what he wants to do. He's not going to tell me what to do. I want the paper signed. I shouldn't have to be married. I'm sorry. Why am I married? I don't need to be married. It's starting to piss me off right now. So 59. Hey, there you go. Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're all trying to do. That's why they weren't talking to me. And so regardless of what that is, I married him for 33 years. He doesn't get to give my shit away after a marriage unless everybody in his family wants their shit given away. That's what will happen. But it doesn't matter. My point more to it, I don't give a shit about him. That's taken care of. It's taken care of. It was a loveless marriage. Well, I loved him, but there was no reciprocation with that. Yeah, I don't care what anyone thinks. I will continue to talk. The reason I'm talking, and people don't want me to talk, as I said, that's why he's not signing. Yeah. Well, of course he's not signing them to piss me off. And I want them signed to be free, so you don't have control over me. Oh, good. I don't know what book I suggested, but good. I have no idea. Okay, so the way that I would word things, I'm just checking. Oof, that little piercing. The way that I would word things to anybody in a relationship with a fentanyl addict, a heroin addict, a cocaine addict, a bar troll, an alcoholic, a pill popping, I don't know, opiate person, you are not in a marriage. You are in a dictatorship where you are the monkey puppet over here and that addict, and you're not going to understand it. You may not understand what you're getting married to because these people are not honest. They are not. I am having a divorce party. I'm going to publicly publicize it. And I'm not giving up my last name. And I wear a small top. She's still wearing. Yeah, I do wear because I have nothing up. I'm tiny up here. I'm not talking about my boobs. I'm talking about this. It's petite up here. My ass isn't petite. But anyway, when you're talking about being in a marriage like that, they also bring unclean energy into your house by going into bars, sitting all days. Yeah, I was a verbal punching. Yeah, that's what I was. This man was in a bar every single day of our life. He told me he used to spy on Keith and Paige at lunch. He would drive all around in the bars. When was he working? No, he was in the bars. So that's what he would tell me. And I don't even know what to say about that, but you're not in a marriage. That's the reality. I legally am attached on paper, but there was no joy and it was a war zone. So consider that when you marry an addict. And yes, I'm responsible for my choices. And yes, I married him. And yes, I met him when I was 20, turning 21, and moved in with him when I was 22, 1 month after being 22. Absolutely. So I am responsible for that. Okay. So I'm not saying I'm not, but you are allowed to change your mind in life, and you are allowed to change the way you present yourself, and you're allowed to be free. You don't have to stay married till death do you part. That is another trap on this planet. You don't have to do it. If the person's an addict, you're not in a marriage. You're in a fucking dictatorship with a psychopath who has to take a substance because they can't even deal with themselves. That's why they're an addict. If you could deal with yourself, you would be sober. You may have a drink. I'm not talking about moderation, but they can't deal with themselves. They can't sit with their thoughts. They can't understand anything. They can't do anything, right? Yeah, it's totally wrong. And the lawyer's playing the game of like his offer. I say no to his offer because I already know what it is in my head. So no. And I need the paper signed. Then we can discuss offers for the next 25 years. I don't care. That's going to be up to you to agree, but you're not keeping me married. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, he's going to win. He's old. He's going to play the victim card, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not making this about him. My point is, hi, Bobby. Hi, you guys. I almost called you this morning, Bobby, and then fell asleep when I was meditating. But here's the thing. John's offer is to let him live in the house and pay the mortgage till he dies, while Jason, Kenna, and Lila live in the house. And then once he dies, I can have my half of the house, as if that's going to happen with my child in the house. I'm just saying. Anyhow, my point is, when you do alcohol and drugs and whatever it is, you do bring attachments into your energy field. So let's look at this in a different way. People talk about drugs and alcohol, and they talk about all kinds of things. Let's say, do you remember in the 70s or the 80s, do you remember you went into a bar and everybody was smoking? It's hard to believe now the way that they've switched that around. Mad Men type of thing. Everybody was smoking. They smoked in the house. They locked your ass in the car and smoked on the way to the cottage. That was fun. Anyway, and you're asthmatic and the smoke's blowing in your face and you're like, anyhow. So all of that smoke, when you're in a car with somebody who smokes or in a bar, you would come home, and if you didn't smoke, your relatives or family members would say, oh my God, you smell like smoke, right? They would say all kinds of shit like that. So that is what an energy parasite is. An energy parasite is somebody that lowers their energetic guard. Alcohol is one of the lowest vibrations you can have. It lowers your vibrations so much that you're really not, you think you're smart, but you're really just not. You're not leveling up, you're leveling down to the lowest common denominator. You don't protect yourself, you don't see what's going on. So everybody, if roll down the window, I know, I'm crack. It's cold out there. Okay, like you're killing me in the background here. Thanks, Bobby, for that. Thank you so much. That's from Cato too. I know where that's from. It's Cato. Cato, Lucas, and Bobby. They're buying me coffee in the morning. So the problem is, these people hang out in bars with other people with very low vibrations. I'm not saying the people are not smart, not brilliant, not intelligent, extremely low vibrations. And the low vibrations, okay, the low vibration has to do with other entities attaching. So it's like bringing cigarette smoke home. Now, some people would go to a bar and they would smoke, and they would be in a bar around smoke, and they would stay kind of away from it. So you wouldn't really smell it. You would smell it at first, and then it would clear off their clothes, right? Some people were sitting in the middle of a pool hall smoking like this, and they come home and you're like, whoa, right? Different parasite levels. These are parasites that actually suck your energy. So it's parasitic. Addicts are parasitic. They carry with them that which they have been around because they're so open. It's like cigarette smoke is all I can think of. It's like that. I'm going to, Peter, I'm asking for that. It's like that. Cut your fingers off. It's like that. It's like cigarette smoke. So alcoholism, look, they've got every woman and all these rich women in Beverly Hills thinking wine all day long is good. They're lowering your vibration. Ladies at lunch, I loved when I could smoke at work. Yeah, I smoke. I'm not going to lie, I smoked. But when I got pregnant with Jason, I didn't. And it reminds me of Bitchin' in Charlie. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, it's exactly that. Pigpen, walking around with a cloud of dirt. people's energy reads like that, okay? It reads like that. Antipsychotics. Okay, I don't know what that's in reply to, but it reads like that. So the parasites are on you. The more you open the front door, another analogy would be in Los Angeles, just now they smoke on the streets. Yeah, no, they shit on the streets in Los Angeles. So I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. You would think my lawyer would work with me. I don't know what to say, but with your take on hoarders. Yes, hoarders. Okay, hoarders. Yes, hoarders, which is what my former house looks like right now. But hoarding is an energetic mental illness. Everything stems in the spiritual. I don't believe pool hall junkies. Exactly. You remember those days? I don't believe for a second the DSM-4 has all kinds of things. They've now labeled narcissists sociopaths, different degrees of sociopaths. To me, a sociopath is anybody that can take a life insurance policy out on their child when they're drug addicted or riding a motorcycle and letting them know that they're going to die and they want to be the beneficiary. You are a sociopath when you do that. But spiritually speaking, when the spiritual part of the essence of who you are is corrupted, then we start to see all these other things happen. And it can happen to everybody and anybody. I mean, it can happen to you if you're a little kid and you get depressed because a parent dies when you're young and you get into depression. You know, you commit a crime, you do this, you end up around a group of people, you become like that energy, you match it or whatever. Alcohol is alcohol, period. Yes, it is. Pigpen. Yeah, who said alcohol wasn't? You spent last 3 years preparing for that. Yeah, alcohol is alcohol. That's correct. That's what it is. It is alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. I learned pretty early. So we're moving down the track. Private party, no trolls. Exactly. I learned pretty early. Tuesday, happy birthday. Look at on Tuesday. I turned it off. I used my telephone to turn off the air conditioning. This is my phone to NASA and Oprah. Anyway, when you lower the vibration, that's why you cannot, alcohol is called spirits for, it is absolutely called that. And it is terrible that people push it like at every single, and I have done the same, but it is not a good thing. You think all the weed these kids are smoking, thank you for that. You think all the weed these kids are smoking is good? Do you really think that? Like, it's so funny to me. You see all these parents and they're like, I don't want my kid to do this. I don't want it. And then they do it in the house. So they don't live by example. And then they encourage it. Well, it's just weed. Well, why is it just weed? I understand it's just weed, but why is it just weed? Yes, our birthday's almost here, Alice. Yes. But why is it just weed? Like, can you tell me why that's okay? Like, if you ate 700 apples a day, that wouldn't be okay either. So why is it, quote, just weed? It's crazy how people look at me. I know they do the same to me. My own child called me stupid and sober and 60. I took offense at the 60 because I'll be 56, not 60. I got 4 years, mother bleeping. But yeah, called me stupid for being sober. I'm not stupid for being sober. I'm aware of everything everybody's saying. And when you understand that people are crossing your boundaries, boundaries are important. Here's where the flaw in my thinking was. Boundaries are very important. So when you have to keep telling somebody not to speak that way, no, Jason has never apologized for anything at all. Neither has John, so they don't care. Neither has Kenna. No one cares. So I don't know what to say. They don't care. And that's fine. That's just my lot in this life. And it might be this planet and it might be something I deserve. I don't know. Maybe I was worse of a parent than I think. I have no idea. I don't know. I've seen some pretty bad parents out there that were like drug addicted big time and weren't around and all of that. But anyway, boundaries are extremely important. Now, if you don't act on those boundaries and you let them, he probably won't, and you do not, what's the word? If you do not respond to your boundaries, as in set a boundary and set a limit and pull, oh, you did, Bobby? See, Bobby's having the same problem with her cancer, bitch. I mean, son. God, sorry. What happened? Something just came in and said the word bitch. Son. I meant son. It flew out of my mouth. My apologies. But you have to understand that you have to set boundaries, but you have to take action on those boundaries. And what I found exceptionally difficult when I set boundaries with my children is they instantly, yes, oh no, I'm not talking about medical. Everybody argues with me with weed, with medical stuff. John does that too. I'm not talking about that. I am not talking about medical intervention with any kind of drugs whatsoever. Bobby and I talk about our cancer sons. Derek is 2 years older than Jason. So, and he's a cancer crab. I always go like this for cancers, cancer crab. I make the little sounds. That's why I don't eat crab. Bobby does eat crabs, but I don't because I have a child and that seems like it would be cannibalism, but that's just me. With the cancer sign, I'm talking astrology, not people, it's just so we know. But when you're looking at it, my problem, and this is a true thing, my problem was if I set a boundary and I kept no, he's Aries rising, and I kept to my boundaries, my kids wouldn't love me or speak to me. Like they're going to outdo it. And I didn't have the confidence to follow through with that. So I literally thought if I don't let people do what they want to do around me, even if I have boundaries and I'm constantly calling you on it, if I don't back down, I won't have them in my life. And that was very difficult. That must be a codependent thing. Right now, I don't care. After Keith died, I don't care. So I really don't care. Don't be in my life. But it took my son dying for me to realize that I'm not going to beg you to be in my life. And if you don't want to, yeah, they don't like the word no, they don't like that. And they don't like it. But energetically speaking, you actually have an obligation. No, I'm not. You know what? Let them take it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. They've already got it. They've already taken it. They've already done it. And they try to blame me for it. So it's stupid. It's just dumb. It's only stuff. But I mean, it's atrocious. It's fucking atrocious. But people do this. This is what people do. So you really learn about people and you really learn. Hi, Katrina. You really learn about them. Katrina's going to Italy. She's not looking for a man. She's just going to Italy. That's all. That's what she's doing. Oh, weed smelled like skunk. They call it skunk weed, right? But you have to ask yourself why our society is okay with so many people being high on. Everybody is on something. They want to put you on something all the time. All the time they want to put you on something. Why? Why? Because you're easier to control. Alcoholics are easy to control. They don't give a shit about anything. They argue in their minute little house about their garbage around them. Drug addicts too. But basically it's a self-absorbed disease because they're focused on literally getting their drug, right? So they're focused on their drug. So energetically, that's the problem. If you can remain sober within yourself, you can actually see what's going on. When you start to see what's going on, you can take better care of yourself. That's the point. We are here. We come in, we die, and we birth by ourselves. When I gave birth to Keith and Jason, that struggle of them coming out was, my body was the physical, but them pushing themselves out and getting, having their birth experience was their own experience. Like they were coming through that 6 inches to get out of the birth canal. That's what that was. So you're not going to help them. You're not going to help them. You die alone. Like you leave your body. It's just you. So you have to actually take care of the self. If you're so concerned about whatever over here, and you're not concerned with yourself, it's just as egregious as to be unkind to other people, which you wouldn't do, but you're not being kind to yourself. So you have to set your boundaries. A boundary for me is the word whore. Now, don't be trolling and calling me a whore. When a man calls me a whore, that is a fucking boundary, especially from a man. Don't call me a whore. And I should have shut that down right away. When you tell me I don't hold your past against you, boundary. No one asked your opinion about my past. No one asked your opinion about my past. So when somebody implies they're doing me a favor by not holding my sex working career against me, I'm sorry. Nobody asked your opinion. No one cares. I have no control over changing my past. Either you accept me or you don't. That's a huge boundary, okay? I know, yes, they can't afford drugs, especially when they're dealing them out of the house, but whatever. Um, Drinker, yes. Oh my God, everybody's threatened by sober people. Everybody is threatened. Everybody is threatened. Yeah, they have money for their alcohol and their drugs, but they need the support of their ex-wife, who is still going to get the divorce on paper to pay their rent and mortgage, but somehow they've been paying it. Anyway, not the point. I'm not doing it again. Shut up. The word whore is just, that's a boundary. Another boundary is when you say one thing and do another. So if your actions and words don't match, boundary, boundary, boundary. Absolutely. Do not listen to what people say. Watch what they do. Hi, Rita. Oh, good, good. Deanna's the best, Rita. Deanna, I'm telling you, I go to Deanna. I go to Deanna. If I did not have Deanna when Keith died, if I did not have Deanna when Keith died, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done. I was dead. Deanna is my psychic bestie, my best friend, who is an amazing, much more gifted psychic than me. Really a God-given gift in a different way. We all do our work differently. But if I did not have Deanna, she used to come in my room when we used to work way, way back. Way, way back. And actually what I saw happen to her happened to her. So it's kind of funny. Years later. But if I did not have her, I would have died. She's very gifted, beyond gifted. And it's a very rough life for her. We live in parallels. We're both adopted. Our kids are the same way. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, they're definitely. But if I had not had Deanna, I would have died. She tried to get me to see Keith, meaning she tried to give me, I would go, I was so lost after Keith died, I would just drive to Palm Springs. I couldn't even exercise. I would drive back. It was just the 4 hours of driving. And then I would get pizza. Then I would call Deanna and go, if I bring you pizza, can I come sit with you? Of course, I would always go sit with her. But she would make me all kinds of tea so that I could see Keith. And she's like, you should be able to see him now. I'm like, I can't see him. You should be able to do this. I can't. I couldn't. She tried everything. So if it weren't for her, and she literally was by my side. She was by my side for everything that we did, the funeral, every step of the way. So if I had not had her, she's on my site right now. She's on my site right now. So you can look under readings on my site and find her. No money while I was stripping because I quit stripping at 23. But it was really, really, really interesting because when you have such a thing happen, like a child die, it can just blow your circuits out, okay? Blow your circuits out. After Jimmy died, the voices in my head kept telling me to unalive myself. I knew that they were demons. I didn't think it was Jimmy. Like, it kept saying it was Jimmy. But see, that's how they get into your head, through severe depression. And that's how it gets into your head. So you have to really watch. You have to really watch what goes on. You have to watch what goes on. Yeah, SloanBella.com is my website. But look on the under readings and you'll find, no, Deanna was there every step of the way. Every step of the way. I made her sit in between John and I at the funeral. She's like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, you need to sit there. Because I could feel his energy and I was so traumatized. I was literally traumatized. I'm not sure I'm not traumatized. I just handle it differently than other people. That's what you have to do with boundaries, though. And you have to remember, if it's not important for someone to communicate with you, they don't care. Wait, I wish I could see Joe. He doesn't come to me. Aw, Mindy. I know. Well, he does come to you. You probably can't feel it like I couldn't feel Keith. You probably can't feel it because it was so traumatic for you. And understand, when Joe crossed over, he had a severe illness at the time, if you don't mind my saying. So he would be healing on the other side. Like, that's been like 2 years, right? Or a year and a half. He would be healing energetically on the other side before he could even leave. They'd take him to a state where they would like a hospital where they would like help his vibration regain its neutrality rather than being stuck in the illness that he, another adopted person, Bobby F, other than being stuck in the illness that he had when he crossed out. So that would be something that would happen when Joe crossed out. Yes, this happened to my, yeah, it's it does happen. It, oh my God. Um, yeah, it blew me apart. It was probably the worst thing. I talk about it a lot. People don't, some people are very lovely. Some people are very lovely when you mention that um you have a child that passed, and some people will not acknowledge it. And it's interesting. The thing that I could say the most appears as our loved ones. However, it's our responsibility to feel. Yeah, it is our responsibility. Oh my God. She's down the street from me in her house right now doing readings. We've been friends for almost 30 years. So, what I think is the most important thing in the entire world is to speak about the person that you lost that died when you're in the grieving process. And I think it's extremely important for you to have friends around you who ask how you are and check on you. And Keith's friends have been lovely. Keith's friends' mothers have been lovely. Keith's, no, she's older than me. Not much, but like 7 years older, 8, maybe 8, something like that. It's very important that you have people that talk. All of Keith's friends, lovely. Took care of John, took care of me, checked on us. Lovely. Lovely. Mothers of Keith's friends did not let me skip a beat. Lovely. But there are people that don't want to always talk about it, expect you to get over it. You're never going to get over it. You will not get over it. That's a straight face fucking lie. You won't get over it. You may learn how to handle it, but you will not get over it. You will never. My mother is 1,000K years old. You will never get over it. Okay. You will never get over it, especially if it's a child or you're a child and it's a parent. It's such an impact on your life. It's such an impact on your life that it is, and I know better. I know that they're in a good place, but oh my God, it's unpalatable. Actually, it's unpalatable. Unpalatable. So I did do a video on Lionsgate. I mean, I know what they say to manifest. I don't know that I buy that. That's just me. I did a video a couple of days ago on it, talking about it. No, people don't like to hear it though, and people don't like you to talk about it. I speak Keith's name in my sleep. I speak Keith's name everywhere I go. If somebody says, I like your tattoo, God help y'all. Because I'm like, that's my son and that's my son. He's 30. He would be 27. This is him before he died. He died 2 years ago. That's what comes out of my mouth. I can't not say it, and I won't not say it. It's part of who I am. And if you don't want to be around me who I am, then don't fucking comment me then. Don't do that. Don't do it. You know what I mean? And I'm spitting with the retainer on again. But it's interesting. You want to keep your vibration high. You want to keep it. And I was lucky because somehow when Keith passed, all I could focus on was saying his, like raising his vibration so he knew I loved him. I don't know any other way for my son to know that I loved him because he's dead. So I have to continue to do the things that I do. 2 years ago, I never felt her. You haven't felt her yet. It can be different, different times, you know. Yeah, well, the change in California doesn't bother me as much as Keith being dead, to tell you the truth. But yeah, Keith passing, your heart is broken. But the thing that Keith taught me, I will say this, I fucking hate it. I have the Invisalign. I want to fix my teeth. I have nothing to do with my life, so I'm fixing my teeth again. That's all I'm saying. Gator weight grass. Oh no. I had to hold his kitty fur for him. He was trying to make him, he probably ate something in the house. One of those lizards. But Yeah, it's interesting. I have nothing to do. Like people are like, you have your whole life. No, no, you really have nothing when your child dies. I mean, you can live, but who cares? I don't care. So that's the reality of it. So I'm just going to do what I want to do. But the one thing that I do, I will never keep quiet about what I endured when my son died. I will never keep quiet about that. That I'm not doing. I'm not going to do it. If somebody sues me for a ridiculous lawsuit, I'm going to mention it. I should not have to shut up with things that are going on, period. I should not have to follow some societal decorum because I'm being sued by a freak who says something that's outrageously a money grab or whatever. I should not have to keep quiet, and I'm not going to. So I'm just not going to. I'm sorry. I'm not going to. Yes, very ready to leave. I'm not going to. I will not back down. So you're never going to shut me up. You can call me a whore, a C word, a whatever. You can do whatever. They try. See, that's when men call you a slut, a whore, a see you next Tuesday. They want to shut you up in a conversation. That's when they turn it around and they bring up something about your appearance. Well, you're fat, you should shut up, or look at your face, or, you know, you look like a stupid bitch, whatever they say. It's to shut you up. So know that I know that, and I'm not going to shut up. Try to sue me, it's to shut me up. Try to take credit for my work based on your family member, you're trying to shut me up, and it's a lie. If it's a lie, then I'm going to speak it. I can never go back to Canada, but thank you, Jennifer, for offering. No, I have nothing in Canada. I mean, I love Canada. Yeah. No, I got no comfort from John. No, I got nothing. I got nothing. Not from Jason either. None of them have asked me, are you okay? Can I do something for you? No, it was me planning parties for them, me taking them out for dinner. That's the reality of it. That's a codependent thing, I think, for me. That was a problem. That was a problem. It was me trying to make my son love me. If he doesn't love me, he doesn't love me. If John doesn't love me, he doesn't love me. I can't help it. Nobody actually fucking came and said, are you okay, as the mother of this child? Range Rover driving like a maniac as usual. People were rioting. Oh, okay. Well, then that's prophetic, Bobby. And David, and I'm sorry, David. Derek was driving like a maniac. That makes sense. Yeah, I have no idea because no one in my family, came up here. Keith's friends did. My friends did. Some of my friends didn't, though. Some of my friends haven't talked to me. It's really interesting. I have no idea. I have to see that I'm loved. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know from you guys, but it's definitely got to be codependency because I was begging them to come for Easter dinner, begging them to come for Christmas dinner. And all I got was shit on. Nobody ever came. Did anybody? I mean, John will bring flowers and stuff and wine so he can drink that. But other than that, no one checked on me. That's the problem when you appear strong. Deanna did, of course, and Bobby does, and all of that. All of that stuff. Let's see. Hold on. I love you, Norma Jean. Yes, she did die on the 5th. Oops. And I have been thinking about her and seeing her photos of her. She's still harassed. Yes. Profiteering off it, right? Thank you so much for that. Yes, silence equals. I really can't stop talking about it. I did not realize how damaged. Now, this is something. Abused children. You go into the system, foster care, whatever. Okay, I was born into the system, and then my parents made me a ward of the court when I was 12, turning 13, or maybe 13, and then I ran away 2 months into my 14th. But I was a ward of the court again, and in counseling because our family was so messed up. After I ran away, keep in mind, these people adopted me and put me back as a ward of the court. So after all of that happened, the problem is you can run away and you can think that you're doing everything. You are a Virgo girl, and you can think that you need to do, you've run away, you've got your own life, you're doing well. If you do not deal with your trauma, whatever it is, whatever happened in your childhood, and you don't justify it, you don't say because you were a child, right? You were a child. So when I hear people, mainly John, tell me there's two sides to every story, when I'm leaving at the age of 14, that's unacceptable. If you are a child and you are running away from home, there's a reason, period. And it's the adult's fault, not the children's fault, period. End of conversation. They are a child, period. I'm not even going to listen to that. And there aren't two sides to any story when it comes to abuse. So don't let people gaslight you with that conversation. Don't let them justify drug addiction and alcohol by bringing up medical terminology to say, yeah, but for cancer it's good, or for this it's good. Not the point. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fragrant use of alcohol and drugs to numb yourself because you don't have the courage to deal with your trauma. Having said that, they can get very caught up in the addiction once the addiction starts, but it starts on a traumatic spiritual level. And it's a way of self-soothing, self-soothing. It's a way of doing that. So you have to actually consider, if you run away from home and you're young, you really, especially in your 20s, ladies, do not marry an older man. That's an imbalance of power. You will be treated poorly because of that age difference. Somebody who's 2 decades older than you doesn't give two shits about you. They're lying to you. And if they're in denial about the fact that they fell in love with you, they want to groom you or mold you. That's what that is. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not that way, but it did take me 33 years of putting up with shit because I needed love from running away from home, from being adopted. So we do not teach our young people that, and energetically it needs to be taught. Or you will marry it, allow it to happen, your children will happen, you will attract friends like that, you will work for a boss like that, and on it goes, okay? On it goes. Understand, and don't say age is just a number. If I were to date somebody Jason's age, it's not just a number. That's predatory because they're idiots at 20-something years younger. And he wouldn't handle it. So you're bringing the person into an environment that's absolutely horrific for the person. Energetically, it's horrific, okay? It's horrific. You are tortured. You are mocked. You are made fun of. You are all kinds of things. You, as the women, will be called the gold digger, not the guy that's taking your youth and your beauty, okay? Because most of us are attractive when we're 20. Not that guy, not that guy. He won't be called anything for prostituting off of your looks and your energy and your person. You will be called the whore. That's what will happen to you. Remember that. And that goes for men on men relationships. When you have an older man, older woman, younger woman, whatever it is, I don't care. I don't care what that is, but you will be called the fucking name. Oh, Bobby, you would love Katrina. If you're talking to Katrina there, Miss Hurricane, you would love her. But you will be targeted because you are younger. You will be targeted. I wouldn't date somebody my son's age. Why would I do that to my child? Why would I do that to my child? What kind of disrespect do you have to have? And it's not love. No, you can't control who you love, but you can choose not to bring it into fruition by doing it. Because there's something wrong with you if you want to date someone your son's age. That's kind of wrong, right? Oh, happy birthday tomorrow. There you go. Yes, but understand, Johnny Depp is in the cult. Amber Heard is in the cult. Amber Heard is a illuminated person. Johnny Depp is illuminated Luciferian. They're in the cult. Amber Heard is a high priestess at what she... If you don't believe it, I can't help you. It's not a typical relationship. They put it out there to distract you. To distract you from the New York City PSA announcements talking about if a nuclear bomb goes off. New York City. I got to call the governor over there. I don't even know who it is. Governor of New York. If a nuclear bomb goes off and you tell people to stay in their house and watch their TVs for information, first of all, everybody's going to be dead from radiation poisoning. Not going to happen. The power grid's going to be out. So what are you doing? Okay. And who cares? Like, it's just ridiculous. Okay. It's ridiculous. It's scare tactics. Okay. It's I don't believe any person with that kind of age difference. I know why I married him. I know what I was looking for. I can only speak for myself. But yeah, the way that I would word things is with a vast age difference, there's an imbalance of power. If there's an imbalance of power, there's going to be a huge problem with that imbalance of power. Just like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, huge imbalance of power. Don't go blaming her for fucking doing it. The adult is supposed to be the goddamn adult. Okay? The adult is supposed to be the adult. As I said, when I married John, I looked for one thing only: growing children, and nobody told me that he abused them. I just didn't want my children to get raped. That's all I thought at the time. That was in my thinking. But, and I liked him. I mean, obviously I liked him. I didn't understand what was going on. So I'm just going to say this. If you are not 30, do not get married before you're 30. You do not even know who you are. I mean, if you're gonna, but just don't, because you really don't know who you are. And you will change so much in your Saturn return. You will change so much, okay? Yes, of course, Jay-Z's the handler. Now they're both in on it. Now they're both on it. Yeah, the way you can help is you can offer her, and you can say, you can talk to me if you want to, and you can give her practical suggestions. You can give her a book. There's a fantastic, oh, that's the book you're talking about. There's fantastic books. Let me look them up. You can tell her to download this book so she can listen to it, because trust me, she doesn't even know what the fuck is going on in her head. I'm just saying. Hold on. Let me just look. Let me see my books. I can, 7 titles. I can never find where you look at your books. Okay. Out of the Fog is the last book I listened to. And why does he do that? Out of the Fog is by Dana Morningstar. Okay. Out of the Fog. After you've left whatever kind of toxic situation you've been in. It's absolutely, you feel like a spinster. You're not, you're 32. It's called Out of the Fog by Dana Morningstar. Brilliant. And then there's another one. Why Does He Do That? Okay. Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. Okay. Very good book. So Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. Those 2 books are off the hook for any kind of abusive situation. It takes a long time. Nobody wants to look. Yes, she's a high witch, Amber Heard. She's a high witch in the occult. That's what those cuddle parties are about. She sits up on a throne like Egyptian royalty with a bondage with her legs open like this as I open my legs. And the women come up and they go down to the crotch area while all of the billionaires play their little games around her. That's actually a thing. I can't help it if you don't fucking believe me. That's a thing, okay? That's a thing. Yes, I did love John. That is a thing. That is a thing that they do in order to elevate their energy within the context of social engineering, in the context of Hollywood. These people do not make millions and have their millions not to be bitches to the establishment. Let's put it that way. So when you hear Julia Roberts blathering about Anthony Fettuccine and how he's a star and this and that, do you really think that bitch gives a shit about Anthony Fettuccine and she's like having him on her thing and she's going, oh my God, it's so great to have you on Skype. No, she's told to do that or she loses her income. Amber Heard sits on a chair, but it's a throne, and all the young actresses who want their parts invited to the party, cell phones taken away, non-disclosures. It's a cult party, okay? Cult party. Okay, so anybody going into the party, maybe you don't know because you're young, but they go up to the hoochie and they, like an empress, and as I'm slurping again, I'm so sorry, like Cleopatra, they go up and they satisfy her. I mean, that's too many people, like a whole line of young actresses. This is what they're doing at the parties. Now, once they're initiated in that capacity, okay, once they're initiated, they take pictures and they do that kind of thing and they blackmail them. Understand that. There's eyes wide open, shut. Exactly. But you're looking at Heard snatch. So I'm like, no. And she's basically naked. She is a beautiful woman. So when they go take her into court and make her look crazy, understand both of these people are invested in that behavior, because when she shits on the bed, That is what they do. Spirit cooking. Don't act like it's so surprising. These people partake in that when they are trying to conjure up entities in the middle of a cult meeting. They use breast milk, they use period blood, they use feces, they use all kinds of things. This is probably more like a love message to her husband. Average people, us, people not in the occult, they don't understand that because they don't even believe it exists. And if you don't believe it exists, you don't think that. But that is what that is. So it is significant. They use it to create. No, you say that, but you're not in the occult. They eat shit. You know that, right? I mean, I don't know what to say. They do all kinds of stuff that you and I are not going to do because A, we're not that interested in earning that kind of living. We don't want to be famous to that degree. And when they are conjuring up evil to help do their work in order to control mankind, which is what we're talking about, that is what they're doing. Yes, they even eat the people. Okay, that is what they're doing. Don't kid yourself. I can't help it if you don't believe me. I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot me. This is a cult, black magic practices in the blood cult, all right? They do more things than you even know. And they talk about, now here's another thing. They talk about psychics. They talk about astrologers. And they talk about people that use herbs and medicine in order to bring about health. The reason they talk about that as it being evil and crazy is because they want you to believe in the government, which is a 3D aspect. If you can heal yourself, you don't need your blood pressure medicine. If you stay sober and treat your body well, exercise 30 minutes a day, you don't need a doctor, right? You don't need that. You don't need that shit. So it's 3D versus spiritual. They've wiped out the spiritual. But these people play behind our backs in the spiritual, and they play in the occult, and they play on the astral, and they play in ways you don't even know. All right. I've seen it in my day-to-day life. I know people who do shit like this. Okay. Yes, they are. There are all kinds of things like that. We are now seeing it. So when you're watching Amber Heard and you're watching Johnny Depp, they're both evil. They're both evil. It's not one or the other. These are arranged marriages within in the occult, or in their blood cult, or in the Illuminati, illuminated, the powers that be, the things that run things, however you want to word it, okay? Yes, they harness the energy for kids through sodomy, by the way. Gavin Newsom, update on Newsom. Let's read this update, will you? It's in the news. Don't go shutting me down. Don't go doing that shit to me. I'm going to read this to you. Here is what I'm going to read. Okay, I am going to read this to you because this is fucking outrageous. It's outrageous, okay? It's outrageous. Outrageous. Here we go. Let me find it. Oh, itchy. All right, here we go. This I love. I'm going to show you this. Newsom. Governor Gavin, I'm Nancy Pelosi's nephew. That ought to be fucking frightening. Signs a fucking bill reducing penalties for sodomy with minors. Do you hear me? Signs a bill reducing the penalty for sodomy with minors. Why would he do that? Oh, that's right, because that's part of their ritual to harness the energy. Don't ever kid yourself. I'm not talking about gay lovers. Get out of here. And people who are adults. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. This guy, and then you've got mental patient, and I'm calling her a mental patient, Nancy, I'm over the age of 83, whatever, Pelosi, blathering on about digging holes to China in the sand when she was a kid. I'm sorry. Why are you in politics, mental patient? Yeah, I'm going to read that again for you. I will read that again. Governor Gavin Newsom signs bill reducing penalty for sodomy with minors. California. Why California? Because that's what they do. Don't ever kid yourself. Don't ever think that your boys aren't as much of a target as your girls. They're after exactly what this guy signed the bill for. Oh, did he get another DUI? That's awesome. We should lock him up. It's so sickening. I don't even know what to say. Why would he do that, right? What the actual fucking hell is that about? What is that about? What is that about? And that, by the way, my friends, was done in 2019. 2019. And here's what let's see. Here's what I actually think. The reason he reduced it on minors is because Aunt Nancy had the strap on when he was a kid, and that's how that all came about. Just saying. Allegedly. Okay. All right. So there you go. My 3 sons. Wait, yeah, no, you have to tell them, Beth. You have to tell them. You have to tell them. Yeah, it's terrible. It's part of the 3D. They don't want you to believe spiritually because remember, and I'm going to explain this again from my perspective. Okay, it's just my perspective. First of all, when people unalive themselves, it's the demons on the other side talking through them, okay? It's the demons on the other side. Secondly, on a spiritual level, okay, on a spiritual level, there is a spiritual war going on right now, and these people are doing what they need to do to keep power. They are not alive. Okay, that's a weird thing. They are alive. They walk in bodies, but not all of them are bodies, okay, are humans. They walk in the physical, but not all of them have humans inside of them. I don't care if you believe me. I don't care if you call me crazy. If you believe that only human beings are walking on this earth and you believe in what the government tells you, there's something fucking wrong with you. Period. End of conversation. So there are other entities, disincarnate things. There are the undead or the unalive, the really walking dead. Zombies who've given up their souls and stepped away from God. So when they say you're talking to demons, when you talk to your passed away loved ones, they have twisted the words, okay? They have twisted the words to say the dead. When Mike Heath died, he's not dead. He is dead, but he's not dead. That's the word we use here, but he's not dead. He's crossed dimensions. Therefore, you can communicate with him. These people, Pelosi, Newsom, any government official, Fauci, Fettuccini, whatever you want to call them, all of these people are they cannot die. They have to keep jumping bodies and jumping form. We are the energy that they want to harness. And if you think I'm not kidding, why do you think they indoctrinate your kids, me, you, everybody? I never fell for it. I was always leaving school. 8 hours a day in a school system to teach you crap, to teach you to go to college, to expend your money, to have you working your whole life like a hamster on a wheel, and never give you the carrot that they put at the end of it. Why are your kids in school for 8 hours a day? Why are your kids in school for 8 hours a day? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. So they're doing it to break you. Wait, please. I've done the Lion's Gate, honey. I don't feel like talking about it. I don't believe the Lion's Gate. It's just a portal, and there's other portals open. So they say when Sirius, the star system, connects with the Earth star system, the portal opens up, and they call that Lion's Gate from the new moon on the 26th all the way to like the 12th, coming up on the full moon. But there's other portals opening. So I'm not really sure. You should worry. They're born into the cult. That's like being born into a Mormon culture. You realize the Mormon culture, and I wanted to speak on that. I had a lovely little client last week, not saying his name. Anyway, he came from a Mormon background. Do you know that him wanting to live his life the way that he's choosing to live it, he didn't know if he was going against God because he was taking, if he got in a relationship, same-sex relationship with somebody and did not have children because they're both of the same sex, he was worried about what they told him in the Mormon church was that a soul couldn't come through and he would be causing a gridlock. I mean, shut up with your cult, Mormon cult. That's the most egregious thing to do to people. It's terrible. It's horrific. Stop believing these man-made churches, okay? Start feeling. The Mormon church says that the souls are ready to come and to be born, so you must procreate with many women. It seems like an excuse just to have a bunch of fuck buddies, doesn't it? I mean, you know, sister wives. Stop with your sister wives bullshit. Stop with the sister wives. It's fine if you believe that and you want to be in that, but why don't you look at the origin of all man-made religion? All man-made religion, you know, right? Why not? I don't know who you're talking about. I heard CPA came and took him. Yeah, they probably did, but CPA is not a thing to take your kids. You want your kids taken by CPA? I don't. Yeah, great religion if you're a man. Although I wouldn't want to be fucking 6 different ones. That seems kind of gross, actually. Sticking your dick in 6 different vaginas. Just think about that for a second. I don't know. It's like having 6 different dicks in your vagina. It seems kind of gross, right? Yeah. All religion is crap because man put their fingers in the pie. Man put their fingers in the pie, right? Yes, the double pillars. Yes. Whitney Houston's funeral. Look at Whitney Houston's funeral. It's all Egyptian shit. They're all practicing this. They throw the kids in the fire to get more money. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. Being a cis 27 wives. Nobody's fucking 27 women. Can you imagine? I mean, I can't even imagine. Like, actually, it would be good for me because you can go fuck all of them and then I'm just getting once a month. Unless you're in love with the man, then it's a problem, right? So it's a huge, huge problem. Oh, I know. Whitney was taken out, please. Please, that whole thing. That's payback, though. She agreed to be taken out to save her daughter, and they took her daughter anyway. You see, if you're in a gang, I'm just going to say it. If you're in MS-13 or Vineland Boys or whatever, Crips and Bloods, you're jumped in. They blackmail you. Just like Breaking Bad, they take a little kid, 10 or 11, without a father figure, and they get him to go kill someone. They got that on him. He's a murderer, but he's a kid. So they blackmail him. He's in the gang. How do you get out of the gang? It's like the mafia. It's like the cartel. How do you get the fuck out of it? You're jumped in. So you always have to stay out of it. But people make these choices. Once these people are in it and they've gotten all of their things, right? All of their stuff, all of their money, all of their power, all of their fame. Now, I did hear a realtor talking about Whitney and Bobby Brown's house, and I found this so interesting. Yes, they are low levels of government. Exactly. I found this so interesting about Whitney and Bobby's house. So they had one room that was all white, everything, couches, floors, everything. They had one room that was all black, couches, floors, rugs, everything. Duality, the Baphomet, duality, male and female, breasts and a dick. That's what that represents. Inversion, duality. Then they had a red room, all red. The blood sacrifice. Her house was set up like that. Also a trapdoor under the bed to get out. I don't even know what you're saying. Anyway, yeah, Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston's house. That's, yeah. So, yeah, so free. They think we're fucking stupid. We're not stupid. Let's see. What about Scott Brain and Yale? I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. Sorry, I don't. So as above, so below. Well, that's what they think. But it's not as above, so below. What that actually means is they have power on the astral level to control what goes on the earth realm, which is really hell. As above is the astral. As so below is the earth, which is hell. They think we're on earth, and it means as above, we are above, and below. No, it means astral earth. Don't let them fool you with that bullshit. They be fooling everybody. Yeah, they do have child hunters. They do. That's a thing. Nicole Kidman's father. These people are raised in these families. Amber Heard's daughter, raised in the family. Elon Musk, raised in the family. Raised in the family, raised in the family, raised in the family. Raised in the family. I haven't watched that. Suffering is their food. That's why they want us to suffer. Don't suffer. You're not going to get me to suffer, but I will speak the truth. I'm not suffering. I'm free. Yeah, I know, Bobby. But that's when you're going to make that kind of money. That's what happens. You make a deal. They come and they take whoever they want. They take whoever they want, whomever they want out of your family. That's why if you're in an average family, but somebody has more money than somebody and then people start dying around them, you can know who's sold out by that. That's my opinion. Okay, I just did explain as above, so below. They believe as above, so below. As on earth, so below. Okay, as above, that's the symbol. As above, so below. But what they're really talking about is they manipulate the astral level, which moves quicker because it's a spiritual realm directly outside of the earth. What they do up here happens down here. That's actually what that is. So there's that. I did River Phoenix already. All right, you guys. And he's in the cult too. And Brandon Lee. You're right, if that's what you're saying. Okay, you guys. Thank you for joining. And I am hungry now. I'm hungry. Yeah, I don't do as above, so below. Because when you're spying on me on the astral level, which does happen, the government does it. They're watching right now. They fucking know. They know. They know. It's not just as it's presented. Start looking at the world differently. Start seeing them. Start knowing when they put Johnny Depp out there with Amber Heard that that's a big fat distraction. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's so abusive. She's such a whore. La, la. Yeah, okay, sure. Uh-huh. Absolutely. I'm starving hungry. Okay, bye, you guys. Bye. See you soon. Thank you so much, you guys.